Hello, welcome to Britpop's React. You're me at BP1, no BP2. He's still on his hollybob. Today, I am going to introduce and react to 5 cultural differences between you in America, if you're watching from America, and us in Britain. I've got 5 things written down here that we're going to chat about, and I want to know if they're true or if it's just something that's a bit wild. Got these from Forbes, so not sure how much of this is going to be true, but I do believe, you know, that they could be. So we'll get straight into it. Number 1. Apparently, you like to wear your shoes inside. Wearing shoes inside is very much a no-no in many countries, including us here in Britain. We find it odd that you Americans do actually wear the shoes inside. Yeah, lots of people are saying that, you know, when you go to America, that's just standard that you do wear shoes inside. Maybe you've got separate shoes that you wear inside. Slippers we have in the UK to walk around our house. It's very, very important that visitors or people that come to your house take their shoes off as they walk through the door. It's very, very norm in most British houses, including workmen. If the workmen are coming in to do any jobs, then, you know, we make sure that you put a nice polythene down, you know, or they take their shoes off at the door. Just something we do in the UK. So I find that a bit odd that you don't do it in America. Like I say, I've never been to America, so I can't comment on having first-hand experience. But you Americans, you might be sat there going, okay, yes, we do. Of course we take our shoes off before you go in. And maybe you don't. Maybe it's a state thing. I have no idea. But this has come from Forbes, which is American. So I'm guessing that across America at some point, it's not that standard. You take your shoes off when you go in. So there you go. We would always take our shoes off in the house. There you go. Number 2. This one is a good one that you do that we don't do, and that is tipping. Something that we don't. Well, I say we don't do it. We don't do it as much as that it's done in America, and how much, you know, we get it noticed in America that you do, guys. You tip a lot, and you know that is a really good thing, which we don't do here. We have a service charge mostly on our bills, which get paid and integrated into our bill. When I go, I do like to tip. You know, if it's the waitress or waiter, if we go out, that's very much the tipping culture in Britain. Will be in that environment. So very much in a wet restaurant, or if you're eating out, we don't tend to tip so much, you know, like on here, if we get a super thanks or anything like that, it normally comes from America, as American culture is to say, oh, thanks guys, here's a tip, or, you know, and that's just not ingrained into us Brits. You know, we don't tend to tip. We have a bill or we have a quote, we stick to that quote, and that's what it is. We don't have this necessary culture where we go, well, we'll just add a bit more, here's a tip, which is quite bad, I guess, in some cases. But that is how we've all really been brought up in this country. We just don't tend to go above and beyond when it comes to tipping. Like I say, we just have a sort of a set value. That's how much we pay for it. Job done, and everybody does it that way. So, but I like the fact that, you know, you have that tipping culture in America, and I think it's something that we should do a lot better at over here in Britain. Number 3, this is an interesting one. So Forbes have put it down that you eat sweets at the wrong time of day, right? I think sweets is a bit over the top. So you in America, you like to eat your breakfasts with donuts, waffles, pancakes, syrup and icing, sugary cereal. Which is very much an American thing. We do have pancakes over here, not saying that we don't, and there has been a influence of American culture in Britain, you know, going back, you know, certainly in the last 20 years around food and stuff like that. But it's not something I get up and I don't have that sugary sort of breakfast. For me, my breakfast is at the moment my breakfast is 3 eggs scrambled, with an avocado. Right, so I've got some protein, I've got some fats. Start my day off that way, and I feel pretty fulfilled, you know, until lunchtime. So I try not to have this sugary, and it has come in a lot of cereals. I know Lucky Charms you had over there in America. You could only get them here on like Amazon to buy. You couldn't buy them in the shops. I know that Canada banned them because of the dyes that we used. So there is certainly a culture of our youngsters. Cocoa Pops is a bad one. Actually, it's down as the #1 no breakfast for UK, especially UK kids. You know, chocolate rice puffs or whatever you want to call them in the US. But yeah, we don't tend to have sugar. I think Britain is toast. Definitely, most Britons have toast. They have it with jam or, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, bacon rolls. We got the typical full English breakfast, but that is not something that we get up every day and cook and do. We'd all be huge, and saturated fat would be just squeezing out of our thumbs and stuff if we would do that. So yeah, sweety things. I think that is a cultural difference between America and Britain. I don't think we eat as much, you know, sugary cravings as you do. Alright, number 4. Apparently, you order water very, very differently in America. You can just say, I'll have a water, and you get a water. But if you ask for a water over here in the UK, you'll be asked 3. Do you want spring? Do you want still? Or do you want tap? You know, tap is obviously tap water. You get out the tap, and it is free. Anything else, you have to pay for. You have to pay for your bottled water, and you have to pay for your spring water. That's it. Tap water, free. Bottled water and spring is paid for. So you do have to pay for water. So I don't believe you have to pay for water in the US. You're probably just getting tap water, I assume. But over here, you will be asked the 3 things. And you might be sat there going, we're asked the 3 things as well. But again, I'm just going by what Forbes is saying. Okay, Forbes is saying that you're not used to that. So I'm going to go with Forbes and say, well, if you're not used to that, that's how we do it in Britain. So there's definitely a slight cultural difference there. And the last one, number 5, is money. Okay, this is a funny one because I recently went on holiday to Dominican Republic where I took dollars. It's the first time I've really had dollars in my hand, and I was like, wow, it's still paper money. Still paper. British notes are made from polymer, which is more durable than paper. It's wipeable, clean, and it's, you know, it's a funny sort of note to have in your hand actually, but it's much better than what it used to be with the paper. So I'm amazed you still have these $1 bills. You know, we don't have £1 bills or €1 bills. They are coins. You know, most countries, I think now for the one denominator has gone down to coin, whereas in America you still have your $1 bill, which is what I did because I knew the culture in Dominican Republic was very much a tipping culture. So I ordered lots of $1 bills before I went out there, and it worked out okay. But I had this great wad of dollar bills, and it was just bizarre because I was just like, it looks like I've got loads of money, but I haven't really, and they're all individuals. But I guess because of the tipping culture, these 1s and 2s every time, you know, thanks for the drink, here's $1. You know, thanks for cleaning my room today, here's a couple of dollars. You're doing it every day. So it's that is a cultural difference between Britain, because we just don't, like I said, we don't have that, and we don't really, I mean, walking around, what can I buy for £1? Not a lot, unless I go in the pound shop. And a $1 or pound bill would be weird. So yeah, something we've Never really had. But there you go. 5 different cultural aspects. Whether you think they're right or whether you agree with them, let me know in the comments. They're just observations that I saw on Forbes and thought, what's the difference in Britain to that? And they're the 5 that I think are the ones that are recent of 2024, that is still happening, is still real. That is cultural differences. Prove me wrong. Let me know in the chat. Always love the engagement, especially from our American subscribers. I love you all, and we'll be back later on for another reaction between me and BP2, which we pre-recorded. But for now, it's a goodbye from me. Bye.